Have you ever paused to consider whether the manner in which you touch yourself now at 60 or well beyond truly aligns with what your body requires these days? If that thought has crossed your mind, rest assured you are far from alone. This ranks among the most frequent, yet rarely discussed concerns I encounter from mature gentlemen. It is not merely about whether masturbation remains appropriate as the years advance, but crucially how to engage in it without risk, and here is the straightforward reality. The methods you employ for self-care in your 60s, 70s, and further along differ significantly from those in your 20s or 30s. Your physique has undergone transformation, your skin, your neural pathways, your vascular system. They all react in altered ways, now necessitating an evolution in how you handle personal gratification. In this presentation today, I intend to guide you through 3 major pitfalls that men past 60 commonly encounter during masturbation, along with strategies to steer clear of them even more significantly. I will demonstrate how to render this activity secure, beneficial, and profoundly restorative for both your physical form and your mental state. Therefore, if you have ever questioned the normality of your habits or harbored concerns that they might inadvertently harm your well-being, you have arrived at precisely the correct destination. A small request before we proceed deeper. Kindly press the like button if you appreciate candid discussions on men wellness, and leave a comment underneath indicating your viewing location. I truly enjoy witnessing this global network of gentlemen uplifting one another, and naturally subscribe as I deliver weekly guidance to help you remain robust, self-assured, and engaged regardless of the calendar. Prior to examining the errors, allow me to dispel a widespread misconception. Numerous men hold the view that masturbation is an activity one ought to outgrow, that it suits only the young, or somehow turns detrimental beyond a particular milestone. Some even experience embarrassment for continuing to desire it. Yet the fact remains, masturbation is not solely acceptable. It is advantageous, actually consistent, yet tender self-stimulation after 60 offers remarkable benefits. It sustains blood movement throughout the penis, thereby preserving erectile capability. It promotes prostate wellness by expelling fluids and alleviating buildup. It diminishes stress hormones, such as cortisol, safeguarding cardiovascular function and restful slumber. It maintains neural responsiveness, so that tactile awareness does not decline prematurely. Put differently, far from something to shun, it is a practice to welcome wholeheartedly. However, there is a crucial caveat: you cannot persist with the identical techniques from your youth. Why not? Your anatomy has shifted, your epidermis is more delicate, your sensory receptors demand greater encouragement, your capillaries are less resilient, meaning former patterns like hurrying or applying excessive force can now counteract your efforts. This brings us to the trio of significant missteps. For newcomers, allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Rachel Collins, a board-certified urologist. Over the last 7 years, I have devoted my efforts to assisting gentlemen exactly like you in safeguarding prostate integrity, bolstering erections, and reclaiming self-confidence. And I can share this: I have observed men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s utterly reshape their connection to their bodies once they mastered a more wholesome approach to self-pleasure. Now let us dissect the 3 errors I most frequently witness, plus the alternatives you can adopt. Mistake number 3: hurrying the process. Permit me a question: do you occasionally regard masturbation as a task, an obligation to complete swiftly? This represents one of the primary snares for senior men. Hastening keeps your nervous system locked in tension, your arteries narrow rather than expand, your respiration grows rapid and superficial. And rather than fostering nutrient-rich flow to the penis, your physiology remains trapped in survival mode. Consequences include diminished erection strength, muted fulfillment, and eventually your system learns to link contact with anxiety instead of security. The remedy is straightforward, yet transformative. Decelerate, inhale deeply several times, allow ample time. Merely adding 5 extra minutes can revolutionize bodily response. By cultivating calm, no haste, no strain, your vessels relax, your senses reawaken, and enjoyment resumes its natural course. Mistake number 2: applying excessive force. Here is another prevalent issue. As sensitivity wanes with advancing years, many gentlemen instinctively tighten their hold or intensify movement simply to register sensation. I understand the impulse, it feels logical momentarily. Yet prolonged intense pressure ultimately numbs nerves, it generates abrasion, compresses the cavernous tissue, and may cause minute fissures undetectable at first. Certain individuals develop the informal condition, known as death grip syndrome, where the body reacts solely to a narrow, extreme stimulus. This complicates partnered intimacy and fosters frustration plus isolation. The answer lies in tenderness. Loosen your grasp. Employ a fragrance-free natural lubricant to minimize drag. Prioritize feeling over power. View it as therapeutic kneading for sexual vitality, designed to nurture tissue, not tax it. Your neural network will respond gratefully. Sensitivity will rebound and erections will regain authenticity. Mistake number 1, neglecting the psychological dimension. This often catches men off guard, since society frames masturbation as strictly corporeal. Yet your mindset, feelings, and biochemistry profoundly influence physical reaction. Entering the moment burdened by shame, remorse, or worry keeps your nervous system rigid. Pelvic musculature clenches the brain, releases cortisol rather than dopamine abruptly. What ought to delight registers as rote or burdensome for some outdated notions. Label self-touch impure for others. Bodily shifts, slower arousal, altered appearance, unfamiliar sensations create emotional weight. Yet consider this reality: you merit comfort within your own form. Releasing shame and embracing kindness triggers a full system shift. Circulation improves, muscles ease, delight intensifies. Therefore, address this layer. Grant yourself guilt-free permission to savor. If difficulty persists, confide in a physician, counselor, or close companion. Vulnerability equals courage, never frailty. Very well, how do you implement these insights? Here is an uncomplicated protocol. Prepare the environment: clean hands, serene setting, unhurried pace, 0 interruptions. Incorporate lubrication. Select a scent-free organic product to shield skin and enhance glide. Gentle exploration. Initiate softly, avoiding aggression. Test varied cadences beyond ingrained patterns. Conscious breathing. Slow, profound inhales shift the nervous system into parasympathetic mode, where circulation flourishes. Self-monitor. Register discomfort, soreness, redness, or inflammation. Signal a need to pause or consult a professional. Conclude mindfully. Upon finishing, cleanse with tepid water. Regard this as nurturing ritual, not a checklist item. Practiced thus, masturbation transcends mere relief. It becomes therapeutic bolstering, prostate function, vascular health, self-assurance, and personal dignity. And hear me clearly: if you have grappled with unresponsive physiology, evaded closeness due to exasperation or sensed betrayal by your own form, understand this: you are not defective. Your body is not abandoning you. It merely requests adaptation. That is not defeat, it is opportunity to decelerate, attune, and bond more profoundly and intentionally. Thus, my invitation for tonight, or whenever readiness strikes, embrace this refreshed method, not as obligation or benchmark, but as a present to yourself, because advancing years do not extinguish vigor. Decades of potency, delight, and intimacy remain yours. Only modest, steady adjustments are required. Should this content prove useful, kindly subscribe and forward to a companion needing uplift. A single exchange can profoundly alter a life. I am Dr. Rachel Collins, affirming that your physique retains vast untapped potential. With attentiveness, forbearance, and empathy, confidence, poise, and aliveness await at every stage. Care for yourself well. And I will see you in the upcoming segment.